Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. In today's video we're going to be addressing a criticism that another YouTuber made and suggested that the Olympus TG-6 was no good for travel photography. So there were several criticisms this other YouTuber came up with, reasons why the TG-6 wasn't a great camera for travel, and one of those was the fact that they were a spectacle wearer. They weren't happy using the screen on the back of the camera because it doesn't have a viewfinder. Now, I'm a spectacle wearer. Do I have any issues? Well, we'll find out today. We'll head out in bright sunshine and we'll see how we get on with the TG-6. Another criticism was the fact that the TG-6 produces a lot of noise in its images. Now, to be honest, this is a camera with a tiny sensor. It's something like 1/2.3 of an inch. Pretty much the smallest sensor you can get in a camera, and to be expected that you will get some noise in these images. It isn't a full frame DSLR. There are restrictions. It's a pocketable camera. This is going to happen. Particularly their complaint was there was still some visible noise in the images at ISO 100. Now yes, that would be a concern, but they did also complain that images shot at ISO 800 and above were unusable. Now, to be honest, that's something I would expect as well. Now, I've shot with a lot of similar cameras with these tiny sensors in, and yes, shooting at high ISOs, you're going to get noise. That's a given. It's just going to happen. I don't really think that you can really complain about that. It's a travel camera. It's something you can stick in your pocket. It's not going to be a full frame camera. It's not going to be a 100 megapixel Hasselblad. It's going to have issues, and I think really that's complaining for the sake of complaining. So the first part of the challenge is to get ourselves downstairs, get on the hotel bus, and we're going to head out to the Morro Hable part of Handia, which is where we're staying here in Fuerteventura. The weather today looks to be fairly good. We should have lots of bright sunshine. We will have some cloud as well, and that could give us some different conditions to take images in, which should be good. We're going to check out part of Morro Hable, and then we're going to walk back towards the hotel and photograph a lot of public art along the way and whatever else we come across. So let's crack on and we'll see if the TG-6 is a good travel camera after all. So we've just spent the morning along at the Morro Hable end of Handia. I've taken some photographs which I'll share with you now, and we're just going to walk to the other end, which is where our hotel is, and try and capture some more of the public art and other holiday type photos, and we'll see how they come out. Well folks, we're back from Fuerteventura. Had a smashing time there, really good, thoroughly enjoyed it. Lovely bit of warmth in compared to the UK here, which is pretty cold here in March. A lot of windy, cold weather about. Lovely break, but the important thing, how did the TG-6 do? Well, you'll have seen the images already. I got home, I processed them, I took a good look at them. Was quite critical in my opinion of the images, and I'll explain why I think I got some good images there. And part of that is down to the fact that I did pick up a polarizing filter for this camera. You have to buy a separate adapter, which was a few pounds, along with a few other accessories. I'm going to do a video on the accessories I've got for this camera and share those with you. But yeah, a polarizing filter, absolute godsend, really helped with those blown out highlights. So one of the big questions raised in that previous video was there a lot of noise in the images? And I wouldn't say it was a lot of noise, certainly nothing more or less than I'd expect with any small sensored camera. It's not an issue these days. If you've got Lightroom or if you've got Photoshop, quite a few other software packages, you can remove noise. And on some of these shots I've done that, some of them I haven't needed to. The other question was that screen on the back. Now, yeah, it's not as good as the latest smartphone screens. It is something that I believe has been addressed on the new TG7. They have improved the quality of the screen on the back. But to show you where your composition is, you know, when you're framing up a shot, I don't really get that problem. You don't need a viewfinder. You don't have a viewfinder for using a smartphone, which was the guy who criticised the TG6 said, oh, I might as well just use my iPhone. You don't have a viewfinder on that. So as long as you can see where your composition is, I don't see a problem. I shoot with a lot of retro digital cameras as well, and some of those screens really are terrible. So this isn't that bad, and I really don't get that issue at all. There were a couple of things I did notice that I wasn't super happy with the TG6. Chromatic aberrations. Obviously in Fuerteventura you're dealing with bright sunshine, really intense, especially during the day, and if you're taking photographs of something where there was quite a lot of dynamic range, where you had some shadows and you had some bright sunshine and you were pointing the camera up slightly, you got, again, yes, purple fringing was a big issue, and again, that's something you can take out in post-production. So in these images, that's what I did. I've not tried the camera in JPEG to see if the camera addresses that itself, or you just have to put up with the purple fringing. But certainly in RAW you've got that ability to take that out, and that wasn't a problem. One of the other issues I found was that when you're shooting things that aren't close-up subjects, you do notice that this lens is not edge-to-edge sharp. I mean, it's a weather sealed lens in a compact camera. You can't really expect it to be like a quality. So again, that was a bit of an issue, but yeah, it did spoil a few of the images as far as I was concerned. But really, would I expect anything else from a compact camera? I don't think so. I think you're going to get those type of problems with any small camera lens. So at the end of the day, is it a good travel camera? I think so. It's extremely pocketable. Stick it in your pocket, take it with you. You don't need a camera bag with loads of gear with you. Even if you're taking a filter, you could buy a little pack to hold your filters in, stick that in your other pocket, and away you go. Yes, there are some issues with the camera, but I think that would be the same for any small point and shoot. I think Overall, the tough nature of the Olympus TG series, or OM system Tough series as they're now known, I think those benefits outweigh the issues. You've got a killer macro compact camera there, does fantastic close-up macros, in-camera stacking, the type of thing that you don't get on normal compacts, and you certainly don't get on your phone. It'll do light trails and long exposures and things like that, especially if you want to do daytime long exposures, waterfall photography, that type of thing. You've got the filter thread, the filter adapter if you've bought one of these to run a polarizer, about £12–15 for an ND filter, and you're away. You can shoot long exposures during the day, provided you've got a tripod or something steady to mount the camera on. Yeah, it's completely weather sealed. You can take it underwater. Sand won't bother it if you're on the beach with this camera. Take it in the pool with you if you and your family, you've got kids and grandchildren, and you can have a great time, splash about, take photographs, enjoy yourself with a TG6 and not have to worry about it. Whereas if you had a smartphone, there's no way you're going to get it anywhere near a swimming pool. TG6, not a problem at all. So overall, is it a good travel camera? Hell yes, of course it is. And to say it isn't, I think you have to look beyond what a photographer needs in a camera and what somebody who wants to take a camera anywhere wants out of a camera. So in my opinion, it's a great camera for travel. So as ever, if you've really enjoyed this video, do please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more about photography on a budget, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you in another video. Bye for now.